Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. And we're now going to start to look at the 2016 Grade 2 Music Theory past papers. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4, and they'll accompany each step of this series. And you can also find links to all of my YouTube video tutorials. So if it is that you want to brush up on some revision, you can access those videos and refresh your memory on the topics that are required for this grade. Also, if you visit sharonbill.com, you can access information about the books I have available. I've written a book, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your music theory exam, and also how to best make use of the time once you're sitting the exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more in store. And so let's turn over to the booklet, and we're going to turn over to page 2, the first paper of 2016. So this would have been taken in the first exam session of that year. So let's just take a look at each of these questions. I'm hoping that you've answered these first on your own. It's always best to try first and learn by your mistakes. It doesn't matter if you've got something wrong, you'll learn that way much better. And so now I'm going to work through these answers with you. So question 1 asks us, add the time signature to each of these 5 melodies. So you need to make sure that you've got 5 different answers to this part of the question. When we're adding a time signature, the most important thing is to first of all decide what your bottom number would be. Are we going to be counting in quaver beats or eighth notes, or crotchet beats, quarter notes, or minim beats, half notes? And so choose a simple bar that makes it really obvious. So this bar is perhaps the easiest one to use. And you can see that we can't count in crotchet beats or quarter notes because that would be 1.5 beats. That's not possible. There aren't enough beats to count in minim beats or half notes. We've got to be counting in quaver beats or eighth notes. And so our bottom number is 8. And we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3 quaver beats. So we're counting 3 quaver beats or 3 eighth notes per bar. Let's move on to the next one. And so let's glance ahead and find which is the easiest bar. And I think this is perhaps the easiest bar to look at the end, because we've got 1 crotchet beat there, a quarter note, another one there, even though it's a rest, and 2 there. And so you can see that we're grouped in crotchet beats or quarter notes. So our bottom number is going to be 4, because we're counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes. And we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4, 4. Alternatively, you could do a common time signature. Let's have a look at the next one. So let's glance ahead and find a really easy bar again. This first one's pretty simple, and so is this last one. And again we can see that we're counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats. And we've got 1, 2 of those units. So the time signature will be 2/4. 2 crotchet beats per bar or 2 quarter notes. This next one, I think we can tell straight away we're going to have to change the bottom number. If we're counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes, there's going to be an awful lot of them. It's going to be far too full a bar. It's not a valid time signature. Whereas we can see pretty easily straight away that we're counting in minim beats or half notes. So our bottom number is 2. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4 minim beats. So it's 4/2. There we go. And the last one, let's have a look here. This first bar is pretty easy. So we're not going to be counting in quaver beats or eighth notes because we can see we've divided into two. If you notice here, 3/8 always grouped in threes. We count in threes, groups of threes. Whereas here we're counting in groups of two. And so we're not counting in quaver beats or eighth notes, we're counting in crotchet beats. And we've got 1, 2, 3 crotchet beats. So our time signature will be 3/4. There we go. And so let's press on. Now question 2 asks us for a 4-bar rhythm to be composed based on this opening. Now from 2018 onwards, this question won't appear in the exam papers. The papers have been revised, and so this question will no longer appear, and so we're not going to attempt this one because it's no longer relevant to the exam paper. And so let's press on to question 3. So here we go, question 3. Rewrite this melody in the treble clef, keeping the pitch the same. So we've got to swap the clef, but be careful that we don't change the pitch. That really means be careful you don't end up changing octaves unwittingly. The first bar is given, so actually this is very generous of them because they kind of get us started off on the right foot, and so it's easy enough to continue once they've started us off. They've even given us the bar lines and so on. The best way to approach this sort of question is to always use middle C as your anchor point. Here's middle C in the bass clef. It's at the top of the bass clef, the bottom of the treble clef, and we've got C, D, E above middle C, C, D, E above middle C, and we can now extrapolate from that and just work out the intervals a step at a time. And so here, there's our middle C, that's the one we're going to keep coming back to as our anchor point. Down 3 to the A. Okay, so let's carry on. We'll just get the note heads in. So here, this is the same note. Again. Down a step. So we still need those 2 ledger lines with a sharp sign. Same again with a dot. Now here we've gone high up. We were on the E on the line, and we've gone above that to the F now. So we've gone one above the note that it starts on. So that can easily be found now. Shall I do that again? I don't know why I kept on going there. Let's keep it neat and tidy. There we go. Down a step, and that should take us back to where we started, which is correct. Down a step, and if we go down a step again, this should be middle C, so we know we're correct. Back up a step, middle C, down a step, so we've gone below the middle C, back up a step, back up a step, back up a step, and we should have finished exactly where we started, so that's correct. So that's all the thinking done now. We've just got to add the stems, which of course will now be going the other way as they've shown us in this first bar, because we've gone low down and we're below that middle line now. So really they've done that bit of thinking for us. Okay, all of these need to be beamed together. So these need an extra line to show the 1/4 of a beat each, and then we'll triplet those. There we go, and that's that. That should give you full marks for that question. Let's turn the page, and we'll just have a look at this question 4 now. So question 4 asks us to write the time values of these notes in the correct order from the shortest to the longest. Again, they've generously given us the first one. So this one is worth a 1/4 of a beat. And we know that when we lose one of these extra tails, it becomes a quaver or an eighth note, which is 1/2 a beat. The fact that there's a dot there makes it 1/2 a beat longer, but we've got no other quaver, so that would have to be next. So the dot just complicates that a little bit, but it doesn't change the fact that that is still shortest. So we've done that. And so now we've got this crotchet beat or quarter note. Again, the dot confuses the matter, however it's still shorter than any of these. So we can now add the dotted crotchet or dotted quarter note. We've done that one. So now we've got to decide, we know that a minim or a half note comes first. One's got a dot and one hasn't. Remember, a dot makes a note half as long again. So this one must be shorter, this one must be longer. So it's shortest first, then the longer one with the dot, and then we finally finish with a whole note or a semi-breve. There we go. Well, I hope that's been helpful to you. We'll continue with the next part in the next video. I do hope that that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that would be fab. And subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more in store. And please do visit sharonbill.com to make use of all the resources there. Thanks for watching. Bye.